Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. You know the drill. We're back at it again with the Reddit stories. So let's jump into it, shall we? Aunt and uncles cleaned out my grandpa's safety deposit box. My grandpa, who is 99 years old, decided to go to his old town to move 28 ounces of gold from his safety deposit box because he wants it at a bank closer to where he now lives. He currently lives with his oldest daughter. He used to live with my entitled aunt, but she admitted that when she let him live with her, after she bought his house she said he could stay in for the rest of his life, she didn't think it would be this long. He had severe health problems 10 years ago. We all expected him to pass a decade ago, himself included. She was talking about putting him into a home / not letting him travel anymore. She kept all of his furnishings and items, including his power chair that Veterans Affairs bought him. When he asks for anything back, she tells him it was wrecked before he left and he just doesn't remember, or that his wife gave it to her before she died. She often tells people that she's so kind and compassionate, which is a total load. Also, if you actually are, you don't have to tell people. Anyway, she evicted him by changing the alarm code while he was away camping. She was angry that he bought a camping trailer this year for $10K. My grandpa also doesn't drive, and his oldest daughter uses his truck to drive him around. Entitled Aunt has previously told oldest daughter that she shouldn't drive grandpa in his truck because it's part of the estate. Entitled Aunt asked him why he's going to Old Town, and he responds that he wants to go to the bank. She says, "Why don't you write Uncle a check and he'll handle whatever you need?" My uncle has signing authority to aid with financial dealings because Grandpa figured that when he died, they would have an easier time with accessing financial things this way. Grandpa states that he wants to move his gold from Bank A to Bank B and that he wants to do it himself. Well, Entitled Aunt looks very uncomfortable, but says nothing. After Grandpa and oldest daughter get to town, Uncle admits to her that the safety deposit box is empty because they, him, Entitled Aunt, and their brother thought that he mentioned wanting to sell. So they took it and sent it to Uncle on the coast so that he could exchange it. They didn't tell Grandpa and just let him continue to think that the deposit box was fine. Grandpa says, "Get it back here. What were you thinking?" He's extremely hurt. Grandpa calls Uncle on the coast and asks for his money back. Uncle angrily says that it'll be back in 2 weeks. Grandpa says, "Why not bring it to the reunion in August?" Uncle replies, "I don't think I'll ever need to see you again after this," as though he's the one who'd been robbed and deceived. The audacity. Great googly moogly. Poor Grandpa. It hurts me in the deepest part of my soul when relatives take advantage of their elders. The "you can't spend your own money because it's mine when you die" mentality is so disgusting. An inheritance is a privilege, not a right. I'm not sure how old OP is or where his parents come into play on this situation, but somebody needs to either report this to Adult Protective Services or sit down with Grandpa and highly suggest that he get the police involved, as well as change who has signing authority to his finances and will. I so badly want Grandpa to kick all of those a-holes off his will, but I know that likely won't happen. It's so unfortunate when the elders have rose-colored glasses on in regards to their children and family, and aren't aware that they're just being taken advantage of by monsters. X lies about why we broke up to his mum, so I share the evidence of his cheating with her. Many years ago, when I was in my early 20s, I was engaged to a guy who was, well, not the best. He was a man-child who would refuse to talk about anything other than himself, video games, and football. I had severe self-confidence issues, and stayed with him because I convinced myself that I was lucky to have one person love me. I never thought anyone anyone would. Because of this, we did everything he wanted, never what I wanted. He picked the movie, where we went on date night, where we went on vacation, etc. At the very least, I was very close to his mother. We got along great, so much so that we often went out together. When my boyfriend proposed, she was thrilled that I was going to become her daughter-in-law. Unfortunately, after we got engaged, he started acting weird. He got super secretive about his phone and suddenly started canceling our plans and going out multiple nights a week to go out with the boys. When I tried to talk to him about it, asking if he'd forgotten about our plans, he'd yell at me and tell me I was being controlling. So I backed off. At first, I was in denial. I told myself there's no way he'd cheat. He had proposed. He wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. Why would somebody propose then cheat? But eventually I broke down. While he was asleep, I got into his phone and Facebook account, where I found sexts with multiple women, nudes from multiple women, and worst of all, recordings of him sleeping with other women. I was devastated and sent all of it to my cloud. I confronted him about it, and he screamed at me, told me I invaded his privacy, and it was controlling behavior like this that made him cheat in the first place. We broke up. He moved back in with his mother. He made a big deal of how noble he was, letting me keep our little flat. I paid for most of the deposit and most of the rent. The moment she heard about our breakup, his mother came rushing to make sure I was okay. I didn't have the heart to tell her the real reason we broke up because I knew she would come down on him like a ton of bricks. My boyfriend's father had cheated on her, and so she always tried to instill in him and his siblings to never cheat. So I lied and told her we just drifted apart. I got a snotty message from my ex, clearly not happy that his mother went to me first instead of him. He accused me of being controlling and that I had manipulated his mother into rushing to me instead of him just to spite him. I foolishly apologized and said that she just turned up. A few weeks roll by. I'm slinking into depression. Then I get a series of nasty texts from his mother calling me a whore and other choice names, and how she can't believe I betrayed her precious boy. It became clear that my ex had told her we broke up because I cheated, probably in revenge for her coming to see me first instead of him. Fed up with this and devastated, I sent her a text explaining that's not what happened. She confirmed that her son had told her that I had cheated with multiple men. Why would I hurt him this way? Now her baby was scarred for life. My anxiety melted away, leaving only anger. I still had all the evidence of his cheating backed up on my laptop. So I sent it all to his mother. Every text, every sext, every nude. All the evidence of him being the cheater. A few hours went by. Then she tried to call. I was too scared to answer. Then she sent a text apologizing for what she said and promised me she would deal with her, in her words, lying sack of shit of a son. A few days went by and my phone blew up. But now it was my ex, furious that I had told his mother. "How dare you tell her that?" He texted me. "Now she's saying I have to apologize to you. That's not fair." It was then that I had an epiphany. I knew I was done with him. Knew I deserved better. I calmly replied that he was the one who lied. I initially simply just told his mother that we just drifted apart. He could have left it there, but he chose to be petty. He was the one who caused this. He was the one who cheated. He was the one who lied. Then I blocked his number. His mother invited me out one last time so we could enjoy a meal together. She apologized again for what she said and wished me the best. Her son, on the other hand, got the scolding of a lifetime from his mother, grandmother, sisters, his father, and even his stepmother. Some of his friends even told him what a douche he was. His mother made him pay her back for all the deposits she paid for our wedding venues and vendors. It's been over a decade since then. I am happily married to a wonderful, supportive man with 3 beautiful children. I still look back on that moment in life and laugh at how my ex could have avoided it all if he'd just kept his mouth shut and not acted like a petulant child. OP's ex is a classic textbook man-child and gaslighting narcissist, and he deserves whatever karma he gets, which hopefully is a life filled with loneliness. I'm so glad that OP realized that she is worthy of mutual love, kindness, and respect. It always makes me so happy when hurt people find their self-worth. You go, OP! But anyway, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed these 2 entitled people stories. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!